Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So today what I want to do is take apart this large pool pump. Found it on garbage day at the side of the road. Unfortunately it doesn't work. And this is extremely heavy. This pump here weighs 42 pounds as is. And I could actually bring it in as is and get appliance weight price. Currently it's going for about 7 cents a pound Canadian. So that is a good price. However, this does have some nice goodies inside and very easy to take apart. This is going to have a nice big copper bearing motor. It does have a nice outer tin shell as well as some wire inside. So I will make more money taking the time to open it. They are very easy to do so. So what I'm going to do is show you how to do it, show you how to identify the materials, and more importantly, separate them properly, maximize your profit, and divert as much of this away from the landfill as possible. So, as mentioned, I have tried it, I have tested it. My rule with scrapping, before you scrap anything, check to see if it works, because you could make a lot more money selling it in good workable condition. This one, as mentioned, beyond repair, so that is why I'm taking it apart. And I do find pool pumps, jacuzzi pumps from time to time as well. And I do have a full breakdown video on jacuzzi pumps or hot tub pumps, and I will include the link to that video in my description. They too are an excellent source of scrap. So I'm gonna start just by taking out, I have a few screws here. The only downfall of taking this apart is it does have a lot of plastic here. The catch basin where I would take or change the filter, the basket, put the pucks in, there, that is gonna be plastic. And here, unfortunately, in southwestern Ontario, I don't get money for the plastic. So it will either go into recycling, which I will try to do. However, it does depend on where you are. Some municipalities or cities will not take it as recycling, so it will be going into the landfill, unfortunately. But this pump, I am very glad to be able to get. And I do want to mention these screws here, or bolts. As you can see, I put a magnet to them. They are non-magnetic. A lot of your appliances and electronics that are near water often will have bolts and nuts and screws that are non-magnetic. You do want to scratch them. I've seen some that can be brass, just coated. These ones are going to be good stainless steel. I have already scratched it just to show you, verify again. If I revealed a gold underneath, it would be brass. But these right now, because they are non-magnetic, going as good non-magnetic stainless steel, and currently 77 cents a pound. I do have a nice big stainless steel thermos that I will put these in, and I will just bring it in with all of my other non-magnetic stainless steels. A lot of your barbecue outer linings, your dishwashers, sometimes inner linings. So lots of places you're gonna find it. And again, 77 cents a pound for this. So it all adds up regardless of the size of it. So that's kind of nice about scrapping. Okay, so just gonna get the last screw here because I want to get this off of the plastic. There is also a cord that you can see. This looks to be a makeshift cord. Someone rewired it. This cord here is going to be classified as 40% appliance wire. So just gonna actually turn this to show you. It is clamped, but just gonna show you inside. So this too has been just damaged. There are 3 strands of copper inside of this because it has the outer coating, 40% appliance wire, and currently going for $1.50 a pound. So that is great. I do make sure I separate it from my higher value. If I was to remove the outer coating, I can upgrade with just these 3 wires because these only have 1 coating of copper. These are actually going to be upgraded to 60% appliance wire. And currently that right now going for $2.55 a pound. Sorry, I have a piece of lint on my hand. There you go. So $2.55 a pound for this. So this one, I am actually going to strip off with my wire stripper the outer coating to upgrade this. I do have to make sure I pull off the brass plug ends here. And this brass, I actually might even just cut this here. I can reuse this attachment. I know my dad uses them often. So I will hold on to this one. This beats me buying another one. But the wire here, definitely going to remove the outer strip and upgrade to 60% appliance wire. So $2.55 a pound for that. So nice score there. And just going to remove the pump So this, looking at this, again, a lot of heavy plastic. There are a couple screws. I will remove those screws, get as much off as I can, but the rest of this box is going to go into my recycling, see if I can get it recycled. If not, unfortunately, garbage. I do also want to pull off these two connectors. These are going to be tin, so they just unscrew. So get as much off here as I can. So that's it for the pool pump there. I'm going to just look at the motor now. So a nice big motor that I have in here. And this is, look at that, it almost looks like a torpedo. Okay, just going to first remove the head. So get this piece off there. So already right here, looking for this outer shell, put a magnet to this. You can see it's magnetic. And the shell here is going to be classified as tin or shred. And right now that is going for 16 cents a pound in London, Ontario. So it continues to be at a great price. Does not take a lot of tin to add up weight. Okay, so just removing the last two screws here. Hope this case will come off. And I hopefully will be able to reveal the nice copper motor inside. Okay, so there comes the cap. Slide that off. So a couple components in here that I see. I have a, what is that thing called? Sorry, a capacitor here. I do want to remove that capacitor. Okay, before I actually start playing with it though, you do want to make sure you disengage it or relieve it from any charge. So all I do is take a pair of side cutters, rubberized handle, and I'm just going to touch the connectors there for both of them together. Now it has been relieved of any type of potential to store up charge. So not going to get shocked from that. I often talk about safety of capacitors when you're dealing with microwaves. Same thing. Before you tamper with any of those, you do want to make sure that you remove or release any type of potential charge. Okay, so just going to finish taking it off here. Okay, and this motor does have right here, this is going to be an outer shell of cast. Okay, so there are some pretty goodies in here. Capacitors are not worth much. There is a category for them. And there are different types. I have actually done a full breakdown video on different ones that have the metallic look outer coating. Some are tin, some are aluminum. Some people do open them to remove the aluminum. And I will include the video to that, or the link to that video, capacitors, if they're worth opening and separating the material or not, in my description. This one is plastic, so I just throw these into a bag. I get about 2 to 3 cents a pound for them, so not much. But again, better than throwing it into the garbage. Okay, here again is some more wire. This little guy here. These are similar to your different compressors you have, or sorry, not compressors. Yes, my compressors, sorry. If I open this, there is a little bit of brass connectors inside. This is plastic, so just gonna open this for you with a hammer just to break the plastic. Sometimes these do have a little bit of silver inside, so, okay, so I want to make sure I don't break it all apart, so there we go, just going to turn it. So inside you can see again, that is a brass connector, but if I turn this, there is right there a little bit, that little speck there is silver on both sides. So I do cut these off, put them into a little silver bucket. I do have a little bit of silver recovery. So all of your types of compressors will have little circular apparatus like this. Your relay boxes too. Lots of places have free silver, but it does all that up. So a little bit of smudge there. Not much, but again, I do have a vial for it. A little bit of brass in there as well. Some wire, okay, and I do have want to get this head off here to release this motor, okay, and I could actually probably just take an angle grinder, go all the way down there just to speed it up, but look at the size of that bolt there. This is going to be going into my tin bucket, okay, so a couple of those. Just got to turn this around to find, there's the other one. So you just got to look. Here we go. Another nice big one. So there you go. I have a nice container that I store these up in. And again, inside here you can see all the little wires. So this is all going to be my 60% appliance wire. And I do want to show you the connector there that I just pulled up. But you got one more. There it is, way in the back. All right. So I'm hoping I can see some copper as well on this. So this cast aluminum is actually going for 85 cents a pound right now. All-time high in my opinion. I have never seen in all my time of scrapping that price. So that's great. But this right here, this connector piece, I want to show this. Look on there. There too are going to be a couple different connectors. So if I turn these, there you see that little smudge there. So this whole bar here is copper, going to be number 2 copper, $4.30 a pound. But you can see that circle there, that little smudge in the middle is also silver. So these are silver contact switches or buttons. There are another one. So lots of silver on there. The rest of that, as mentioned, thrown into copper. So that's great. Nice little machine. Nice little motor that I have here. And there are a couple screws that I need to get, but I'm hoping if I just hit this with a hammer, I can loosen it. I think I may be missing a screw. There it is. Oh, that would help if I had the other screw. Okay, so I'm going to just get the last one. Again, some of them are hidden, but all this wire I got to clear out after as well. So again, 60% wire, scrapping, great time to scrap, good prices right now. Okay, so there's the last bolt there. So again, all adds up. Now I should be able to release this. There we go. Okay, so the head, I'm gonna hopefully just take this right up. It is loose now off of the base. Okay, but there is gonna be a middle. I can see a screwdriver is going to be needed here, right in the middle. Okay, I just got to get that screw. It's going to be a flathead screwdriver. Hopefully I have one nearby. Okay, so hopefully just spinning this actually might hopefully loosen that screw right in the middle. Okay. And I gotta release these springs. There's a couple of little springs on here. I want to release the tension on here. So make sure that I have side cutters. I just pulled that off there. Make sure I have safety glasses on, but just want to make sure that it's out of the way so it's not going to spring back at me. And last, gonna try and get that. Okay, that's not coming out, unfortunately, but just going to actually speed up the process. It is loose, and as I mentioned, it is beyond repair. So I'm actually just going to take an angle grinder, going to grind right down the seam just to open this better, just to speed it up. There is sometimes heavily corroded pieces, but just going to, as I said, take an angle grinder, go all the way down that just to open it for this purpose. So I can see right now, just open it. I'm gonna just hit this. Okay, there it is, one piece. And I am just gonna actually, because I'm getting stubborn and impatient now, but you can see right there, this is not heavy, but there is my motor. And that screw is gonna be a little bit of bothersome, but look at that beautiful copper motor inside. I am going to make sure I weigh it afterwards, but just going to actually, for this video, just going to cut down the side here. This is kind of a stubborn one, I guess, but angle grinder is a great piece of my scrapping arsenal, so just going to cut that out. go. So this could actually be classified borderline steel. Anything that is thicker than 1/4 inch could be steel. But because I don't have much steel, I just throw it all into my tin. But look at that beautiful motor there. I am going to have to get this off. A little bit of work to do on there, but what I'm going to make sure, before I go any further, I do want to scratch this to see if it is copper. If I scratch these and it has a metallic look underneath, it's going to be aluminum. And if so, I'm just going to leave it as is and get the tin weight. But if this is copper, I am going to remove that because that is going to be number 2 copper. And currently, number 2 copper going for $4.30 a pound. So I'm hoping, here we go. Oh yeah, baby. Here we go. So open it up. You can see the scratch right there. So that is number 2 copper. And this motor actually I could bring in as is and get motor weight price. It's about 20 cents a pound. But this is loaded with copper. I will include full breakdown weights of that copper as well as the rest of this at the end of my video in my comment section, because I am going to have to go ahead and get this off of here, loosened. There are a few bolts that I am going to have to try and work at, and if this is all I had to do is unscrew that, that's going to be kind of humiliating, but hey, that's all right. Taking that off. Oh, there you go. So there is my problem. So I just have to go ahead, remove these screws. Wow, this is going to be for sure commented on, and that's okay because sometimes that's the fun or joy of scrapping, is finding out how things are put together, and sometimes people do make mistakes. So I'm gonna get this last one out, and I'm sure this is just gonna slide right off here, but that's okay. It's on video, and I look forward to the comments that I'm getting or gonna get from the people. So there we go, last screw. Okay, and it may not actually come off this way, but I am getting closer. I might have to, there we go. Wasn't going all the way in. But this screw, this is magnetic. Okay, but whew, this is kind of a puzzler here, tickler, I guess. But I am going to stop it there. I think I am going to have to do a little bit of grinding, okay, to get this out. Just going to actually cut right down there, get that bar out, and then slide it out. But a lot of this is going to be steel. Again, looking forward to weighing that copper. This is a huge motor. And again, number 2 copper, $4.30 a pound. So sorry it did not go exactly as planned. I do find these sometimes, and I have had less trouble in the past. So again, live footage, you do have a beautiful motor, lots of tin, a nice 60% power cord. Once I remove the outer coating on this to get the $2.55 a pound for that. And again, another item mostly or best diverted from the landfill. So again, I'm going to try that plastic, put it into my recycling. If not, then unfortunately it will be going into the garbage. So hope you enjoyed that. Please comment down below. Look forward again to the comments and the chuckles that I get from the fellow scrappers and viewers. But again, thank you for watching. Thank you for all of the support. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.